Is that a wetsuit? Live.
Yeah, that's kind of what they are. Yeah, I actually tell everybody they're condoms, and then people get mad at me because I don't really like. I got it for $2 at a Goodwill, and it was just one of those things where I saw it. I needed a hat. I was like, yeah, I'll get that, and then I quick looked it up to make sure it wasn't something bad, and then it turned out that it wasn't.
Okay.
They do like waterproof gloves and socks and wetsuits and all that stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, they're like a British company. So I feel super educated and important.
Right. So if you use one of those earbuds, that works as
Yeah,
that works as headphone.
I don't think it works as well. And like when you were doing it, we would get a lot of static and stuff from it.
Yeah, but if I have a microphone and then I plug in the headphones,
Yeah,
like the
I don't
earbuds,
think
would you get rid of that?
the earbuds will still work. The headphone, like it won't run the microphone from the earbuds. I don't think
Oh, good, good.
there's a
Okay.
way it plays with that. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I guess I'm just gonna do it headphoneless this time.
Yeah, well, that's up to you.
That's your prerogative, buddy.
Yeah, you can
I
try that. I mean,
I
the
gotta.
the the downside is sometimes you can get echoey without the headphones.
You know what's funny is I got a thrift store, like Orange County Marathon T-shirt. You know, and I wear it around and it confuses the heck out of people. They're like,
Yeah,
"Wait a second, one of these things doesn't match."
I have an Iron Man shirt like that that throws people off. Like not the superhero, but the Iron Man triathlon one. And
Yeah,
they're like, well, you didn't run that triathlon. I'm like, no, I did not. That's accurate.
my buddy, he's a pastor's kid out in California, out in to one of these like triathlon magazine competitions. He bought his first triathlon magazine, and he entered the competition that was in it. Then it was his first thing. He was like, "Yeah, I kind of feel like getting into triathlons," and
Yeah.
he won. And they flew him over to Europe, and he his first triathlon with.
Hey,
Uh,
you're
I
cutting
can
you're
see.
cutting in and out real bad. I
Okay,
think
I
I, I switched
now
the picture to see if that makes a difference.
you now I just there's no picture.
Yeah. Well, that's
Am I
fine.
cutting in right now?
Yeah, that's a little better now.
Okay,
I
good.
think it's just a Wi-Fi leg or something, but I think it's better. And then once in a while you get really loud. That
Yeah,
might be what it is. I don't know.
that's what happens when I get really close like this.
I don't know.
No,
That
I don't
sounds
know
really
either.
good. So maybe it's when you, I don't know. I have no idea. This is the sort
I
of
don't either.
thing 20 episodes in you think we would know, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
by
we're
the way, it's our
hardwired.
20th
I don't know
episode, man.
what
It's our 20th episode.
20th episode.
Yeah, today, 20th episode.
That's amazing. Why is it getting all weird?
I don't know. Mine's not getting
I don't
weird.
know.
That's what was happening on the other end. Yours is getting weird.
You think mine's getting weird?
No, yours is fine now, but it was getting weird when I brought it up. That's why I said you had
Okay,
to turn on the volume or do something.
that's messed up. I
I
hate
think
this.
that's, I think
I
we
hate
get
technology some days.
yeah, I think we just get a lag every once in a while where it's like the Wi-Fi has to catch back up or something. But you said you're hardwired in, right?
Yeah, I'm hardwired in, but the connection sucks, and it's an old line that comes out of a cement floor.
Okay.
And there's nothing I can do about it.
All
Maybe
right.
we should start doing it from home. But no, I think I don't. I'm not hardwired in at home.
Yeah, I'm not hardwired
That'd be
here, so hardwired it should be better. So it may be on my end of it. I'm not positive. Hey, hold on a second. I'll see
yeah.
if I have an idea. I'll see if this will solve it. I'm gonna yell at my kids real quick.
Okay.
Hey, Colette, can you guys turn off the
Uh,
TV and play in your room for a little bit? Thank you. Hey, make sure you turn the PlayStation all the way off, okay? All right, that shouldn't do it because our PlayStation's hardwired in and not. not Wi-Fi, so it shouldn't make a difference. But we'll see.
We'll
Let's
see.
test all this stuff out, man. Let's just keep testing. We're only 20 episodes
Whatever.
into this. Nobody can expect us to be perfect.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you can hear people.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a bar below perfect. That's probably important that we get.
Yeah, there's a low bar. There's a low bar here. Hold on.
That seems fair. That seems fair.
It doesn't seem like what? What's this thing? Is this a phone line?
What are you doing over there, man?
Hold on a second. I think I might be not hardwired. I think I might be just Wi-Fi, and that might be part of the problem. Hold on. Let me see if this helps.
I don't know if it helped or not.
You still there?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay. This is riveting podcasting.
This is, yeah, you might need to cut a little bit. Plugged in an Ethernet cord that wasn't plugged in.
Oh yeah, then it won't do any good.
Yeah. So maybe that was it. I don't know.
Maybe. Your church has Wi-Fi?
We're still. My church has Wi-Fi and it has an Ethernet cord coming out of the ground. I just plugged it in.
Like if it has Wi-Fi, it's got to have an Ethernet cord somewhere.
Yeah.
But theoretically, yeah.
All right, I think it's gotten better.
I feel like that's true.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you great.
Okay, I can hear you 90%.
All right.
All right, let's do it. I think you start it.
Yeah, because it's an even week, so I get to start it. So, woo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Five Best. This is Five Best. I'm Greg. I'm hanging out with my buddy Jason. Jason is in Muskegon, Michigan, and I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and we've been friends for a long time. And every week we call each other and we go through the 5 best things from the week, and we just talk about them for a little while. So we're glad you're with us. If this is your first time with us, please subscribe. If you subscribe, it makes it easier for everybody to find it, and it makes Jason super happy. Jason, how are you this morning, man?
I'm doing well. I'd say strong to very strong.
All right, I like that. That's a good start. We're a little earlier than normal this week because of a couple of crazy things with my schedule, but we'll see how this goes. Sometimes when we do the morning ones, it goes really, really well, and then other times it's terrible. So
yeah,
let's aim for the really, really well one.
I vote yes.
Okay, then I think we're all on the same page. This is a weird one because it's been a couple of weeks since we recorded, but the last time we recorded together, which was a blast.
Yeah,
so
that was wicked.
That was a lot of fun, and I re-listened to that recently, and I was like, "Oh man, this was way more fun to do it that way." I have gotten a ton of feedback lately from people who are listening to the podcast and enjoy it, and I think it's starting to sort of catch on in some places. So it's really important that we're not terrible today, Jason.
Okay, let's try that.
That's more for me. That's more for me.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So my first one. Oh man, I had a terrible joke there. I caught myself. That's good. So my very first one, we were joking about this before we started recording all this stuff, was the technology and how it's obnoxious to get our technology to work and all of that. We've been traveling for the summer, and this week I'm home with both of my girls, but both of my boys are in other parts of the country. And Josh, our oldest son, has been traveling by himself. He went to Alabama for this Olympic development soccer thing. And now he flew into Chicago last night, and he goes up from Chicago to Milwaukee on a train today. And it's been crazy the way technology allows us to communicate, but then also actually put stuff together like that, where all of the trains in Chicago now you can do all online from a distance. So I've bought his train ticket, I've bought his plane tickets that way. Like I can check like all that kind of stuff. And then just so I'm just amazed whenever I travel like in Chicago or any of these cities with these huge, trains and mass public transportation and all that stuff. Like, I can't believe people ever did this stuff without Google. Because I don't know how it ever happened. Like, how did any visitor ever know to get on what train and when? You know, like, it's astonishing to me. And then I realized that I know they had schedules and maps and stuff, but who knows how to read any of that stuff anymore?
It was. I remember. Yeah, that amazes me too. We were in Jersey when we first showed up in Jersey. Is 2003, and Malia's my wife's older brother came to visit because he went to undergrad at Princeton. Anyway, he flew into Newark, and we couldn't get to him because there was a huge snowstorm. And so he took a train into the city, and he called by payphone from Newark because he didn't have a cell phone or something like that. I don't know, 2003. We probably all should have had cell phones, but I don't think he had a cell phone. But he calls from a payphone and says, "I'm just going to head into Penn Station. Come get me." And so we try and get on the freeway. We got this Jetta, and there's snow coming up over the front hood, and we're like, "No, I don't think we're going to do that." So we got to the train station, and we took the train in from Summit, New Jersey, into Penn. I don't remember how we found each other. New York City,
yeah, right.
I don't remember. I think he probably knew which train we were coming from because he'd gone to Princeton and stuff like that, so he knew all all that jazz. He probably found us. But thinking back, that and even remember picking up people from the airport and I don't know how.
God. Yeah,
and then the trains. That's way more complex in Chicago. That's just crazy. It is crazy. It blows my mind.
Amazing is there is this that was the basis of, I don't know, 2 out of every 5 romantic comedies when we were growing up. There's always a scene where they find each other, and it's serendipity that they find each other because there's no way anybody should be able to find each other in these situations. And it's since 2005, none of those movies can be made because it's way too easy to find each other.
Yeah.
But I sometimes on our podcast we get a little bit like, hey, we hate technology and all this stuff, but there is an element to it still that I really like. I do appreciate the way it makes our lives more navigable when we are in new places. And there's no question we lose something in that, right?
Yeah.
But one of the things we gain is some level of efficiency, and even I think a level of just knowing where you are or knowing what the next step is, which can be really important for people traveling.
Yeah. I think we spend a lot less time lost, which is which is minuses, but mainly pluses, because I don't know. Especially
part of traveling is trying to get somewhere, right?
Yeah.
This is I have this fight. My buddy Greg, shout out to my buddy Greg, who was on our last podcast. That was whenever we travel together, that's always the fight. Is he just likes to just go and see where he ends up, and it just drives me crazy because I like to go where I'm supposed to be going. That's why I'm going in the first place.
That's why I'm going there,
Yeah, that's the whole reason. Right, whatever. Oh man, but yeah. But Google is when you're downtown in a huge city and you've got Google, you can click on train or walking or taxi or whatever. You can even get an Uber through your Google now. It's pretty nuts. It's a little terrifying in some sci-fi Big Brother sort of ways, but it's also pretty amazing on the I can't figure out how people navigated cities before that.
I can't either. That's crazy. That'll springboard into mine. Mine has loosely based on technology. We did a service outside on Sunday. We went to this park called Elks, and I got together all the sound equipment and put it all up, but I didn't bring the right kind of microphone. There's 2 different kinds of microphones. There's ones that are called condenser mics, and they need phantom power, and then there's ones that don't, and I needed one of the ones that don't. It's not really my part of my fight, but the whole service went pretty okay. Well, I give it a B+.
That's pretty good.
A+. Yeah, A+ in the fact that I got the lead worship. I love it. I love that he played the cajon, which is that wooden box you sit on and play.
Yeah.
And I played guitar, and we just sang, and that was really, really cool. But as it's a long road, but it'll be worth it hopefully in the end. But I I couldn't let myself off the hook for for getting the wrong kind of microphone. You know, I know this stuff. You know, I was a sound guy for, like I just know this stuff. And when I was just beating myself up, I was just like, man, and they wouldn't let go. Like I was just so annoyed. I was just like, oh gosh, and it was just this anger. And then I love the one-line sayings, and I love like those deep ideas, you know, that can be summed up in sentences. But my therapist, I always used to go to therapy, you know, like whatever, to walk us through some valleys of family. But my therapist's voice pops into my head, and he just said, beware when the punishment doesn't match the crime. And it was just that sentence. I was journaling, and that sentence released it. Like it just freed me up. I was beating myself way too much for simply forgetting the wrong kind of microphone. It all worked out. God was praised. The service went, and it turned into an amazing barbecue. It was bigger than it's ever been, and it was really, really fun and that kind of stuff. But it was just my inner dialogue was I was beating myself up for all the times that I should have known better, or I should have. And there were a couple of specific big moments where I was just like, what was it about? And
oh man.
So my first best one it's kind of on a downer, but
that's good. Mine are gonna get worse.
But it was just a deep freeing moment, and I was like, yes. And I praise God for those, you know, therapists that know what the heck they're talking about, what they're doing. And also, did I lose you?
No, I'm still here.
Okay, good. So my screen went to sleep. All right, that's it. That's my number one.
I love you're naming something that I do to myself all the time, but then also things I do to other people sometimes, which is not great, obviously. But I know this stuff. Like I should not have made this mistake. That's one of the worst ones. Like I'm pretty good when I don't know what I'm doing and something goes wrong. It's kind of like, yeah, that's all right. But when I really feel like I know something and it still goes wrong, man, that's hard not to just wallow in that, right? And then it ruins everything else.
Yeah, and I hate that part. You know, I hate that we're frail. You know, that's a bitey part of it. You know, but the good part of it is that there's people that have studied our frailty and know how to deal with certain situations and can name it, you know. And all it needed to be like what took its power away was once I figured out what was going on. Like I was, okay, I'm not really upset about the microphone. I'm upset about blank, blank, and blank. You know, I'm upset about these times where I have knowingly, you know, like I've not knowingly, but accidentally kind of, I should have known better. Like those moments.
Yeah. So for me, one of the pieces that you're naming in that story is just like this perception of control we have, right? Or like there's just whenever, I think for me, that's one that I punish myself over more than not. Is just like when I felt like I had control and then it turned out I didn't, then I'm mad at myself for not actually having the control. But yeah, so much of life is beyond that kind of control. So that's really helpful. All right, my number two.
That's my two. What's your two? Or one. That was my one. That was my one.
All right. So this is a bad one that will skew upwards, I think. But I'm just all of the Black Lives Matter, the killing police officers, all that kind of stuff. I don't really know how to get into it. Other than the best part of that I've seen so far are the calls for peace. I've just seen a number of of African American folks who continue to call for peace. Or I posted a picture on Facebook of these guys in Baltimore standing in front of police officers, and not to protest them, but to protect them, like to be the line of defense before the police officers. And then to watch the sheriff from Dallas has been one of the most amazing. Like, it's been one of those kind of, like, just watching him do what he's doing in the midst of what he's doing and how well he does it has just been to me, that's been like a kingdom moment of like, there's a bunch here and I don't know how to unpack all of it, but the idea that the police officer were protecting people who were protesting that they were there is just this astonishing, like, it's an amazing thing. And that's a powerful picture of grace already. But then on top of that, the way that's trickled back onto the people, of like the way that recognition and acknowledgement. And then I just think the sheriff of, the guy who's, or the chief of police, I keep saying sheriff, I don't know why, the chief of police in Dallas, like, that guy has just been remarkable in continuing to name the reality of what's happening, but then also calling his own people to peace instead of violence here. And it's been really fascinating to watch. And it's encouraging in the midst of all of the discouraging parts of it.
Yeah, that piece of it is really, it's cool when people act better than you think they would.
Yeah, or than anybody would.
Yeah. Or they just stand up to a higher level. That is, I've been blown away by that too. It's interesting that the conversation is just sparked and blown up. Black Lives Matters, and I've seen like several debates about, when you say all lives matter, doesn't that mean that Black Lives Matter? And they're like, everybody's just going up about like semantics, and that's not very interesting. But it was interesting as part of the outdoor service. It was right next. Elks Park is right next to a Elks motorhome, that park, so there's people camping, and there was a police officer, a guy named Mike, and him and his family just showed up and worshiped with us. And then I got to sit with him and talk with him about just the life and how things are going. He's a police officer in Cincinnati, and and I said, how's this all affecting you? And he said, I'm just really glad I'm on vacation. And then a pensive, just like, he was just, you could tell he's just an amazing man of God. A pensive look came over his face, and he said, they're having a
Oh, Jason, I lost you. Shoot. Jason, I lost you completely on this one. I don't know where you went. Maybe that fun Ethernet thing cut out all the way. I don't know. All right, we're partway through my second one, and we're waiting to see if Jason can come back online or not. If not, we'll pick this up later. Jason, you still there, man? Shoot.